At first, it looked like Khloe Bailey had found herself in a modern-day fairy tale, with Burna Boy playing the role of the mysterious, globe-trotting Prince Charming. Their relationship wasn't announced with red carpets or Instagram posts. Instead, it lived in whispers, private jet flights, and cryptic sightings that left fans speculating whether they were just friends, right? Or something more. But the clues were there for anyone paying close attention. Khloe was spotted flying to Nigeria, not once, but multiple times, sparking rumors that this wasn't just a casual fling. It was giving international romance. Behind the scenes, Burna Boy was rolling out the red carpet. Sources say he went above and beyond to impress her. Lavish beachfront dinners, private events, expensive gifts, and surprise parties tailored just for her. He wasn't just flexing wealth. He was building an experience, a lifestyle, and something that screamed, "You're the only one." Then came Valentine's Day, the biggest hint of all. While most couples were posting roses and heart-shaped cakes, Khloe quietly celebrated the most romantic day of the year in Lagos by Burna's side. Multiple insiders confirmed it. She flew across the world just to be with him, and he made sure every moment counted. No paparazzi, no staged photo ops, just real private affection. Or so it seemed. It was during this chapter of their love story, the hush-hush trips, the extravagant surprises, the quiet but deep connection, that fans began to fall for their story. Burna looked smitten. Khloe was glowing. And for a minute, it really seemed like the R&B sweetheart had found her match in the Afrobeat king. But just as the romance reached its peak, the cracks started to show, and everything unraveled faster than anyone could have imagined. Just when it looked like Khloe and Burna had mastered the art of keeping love private and pristine, the truth came crashing down in the most chaotic and humiliating way possible. A Nigerian socialite, Sophia, lit social media on fire when she dropped bombshell allegations that Burna Boy wasn't just entertaining other women behind Khloe's back. He was bargaining intimacy for luxury cars. According to Sophia, Burna promised her a Lamborghini truck in exchange for a night together. Not only that, she claimed the whole thing was orchestrated through his inner circle, with his friend Manny and her own friend Emma playing the middlemen in a twisted matchmaking plot. In leaked audio recordings that quickly went viral, Sophia recounted how she initially refused his offer, only to be persuaded by promises of lavish gifts and emotional manipulation. Burna even told her, "You're going to end up loving me. Just give me a chance." It wasn't just the betrayal, it was how calculated it all seemed. Sophia explained how Burna sold her a dream only to ghost her after getting what he wanted. No Lamborghini, no follow-through, not even an explanation. When she messaged him after their night together, he gave flimsy excuses about being in LA, promised to call, and then disappeared. The final straw came when she returned to Lagos and asked about the car, only to be ignored once again. That's when she blocked him, realizing she'd been played from the start. And just when you think it couldn't get worse, Burna Boy took it up a notch. Not with an apology, not with damage control, but with mockery. He went on social media and released a freestyle aimed directly at Sophia, making fun of her for believing he'd ever buy her a Lambo. It wasn't just petty, it was public disrespect. To make matters worse, he performed the diss track live on stage in Kenya, even getting the crowd to shout a vulgar slang aimed at Sophia, turning her humiliation into a punchline for thousands. As for Khloe, the internet was stunned. This wasn't just some messy rumor, it was a full-blown exposé with receipts, recordings, and a timeline that painted Burna as someone living a double life. And the icing on this rotten cake? Right after ghosting Sophia, Burna gifted Khloe an expensive luxury watch, eerily similar to one Sophia had just purchased. To Sophia, this felt like a deliberate taunt, and fans couldn't help but notice the toxic pattern. Cheat, gaslight, and flex a grand gesture on the woman you're actually with. Like nothing ever happened. The fantasy had shattered, and Khloe, the woman who had once gushed about being in love, was now at the center of a very public heartbreak. The internet didn't need long to react. The moment Sophia's audio leaked and Burna's shady freestyle hit social media, The narrative flipped from scandal to full-blown outrage. Fans who had once swooned over Khloe and Burna's international romance now flooded timelines with disbelief. Not just because Burna cheated, but because of the calculated cruelty of it all. Rather than owning up, Burna doubled down. His diss track wasn't just a jab, it was a slap in the face. The lyrics mocked Sophia for believing his promises, with Burna all but admitting the Lamborghini exchange was real, then laughing it off. What really sent people over the edge was the way he performed it live, in front of an audience, asking the crowd to chant a vulgar slang word that demeaned women. It was disrespectful, dehumanizing, and it told the world exactly how little he cared about the women caught in his web. Meanwhile, Khloe didn't say a word, but her actions screamed loud and clear. She swiftly unfollowed Burna on all social media platforms, wiping any trace of him from her digital world. No public statements, no cryptic tweets, no second chances. Just a clean cut, swift, silent, and surgical. The same girl who once declared "I love you" to Burna was now done with him, and it wasn't even up for discussion. And if you thought this was just a moment of heat, think again. Khloe had long made her stance on cheating known. In a resurfaced interview, she said point blank, "If you cheat on me, I'm out. I'll tell you up front. But you won't believe me until your number's blocked." And that's exactly what happened. No backpedaling, no soft exits. Just the cold, hard truth. She meant it. Fans rallied behind her. The betrayal was public, but so was her power move. Support poured in as people praised her for not tolerating disrespect. Some were surprised, thinking her past comments about liking bad boys meant she'd overlook the red flags. But she drew the line at being humiliated. The streets were talking. Comments ranged from, "This is what happens when you date a raised man," to "Burna embarrassed her and still had the audacity to mock another woman on stage. He doesn't deserve either of them." Others questioned how Khloe, known for being low-key and private, even ended up in this mess to begin with. But regardless of how she got there, she didn't stay. Khloe didn't just walk away. She walked away with her dignity intact, while Burna drowned himself in messy tracks and viral shame. In the court of public opinion, Khloe wasn't just a woman scorned, she was a woman who stood on her standards even when the world was watching. If anyone thought this cheating scandal with Khloe Bailey was Burna Boy's first offense, think again, because the receipts go way back. Burna may be a global music icon, but when it comes to relationships, his track record is messier than a reality TV reunion. And before Khloe, there was Stefflon Don, a British rapper who spent 3 years caught in the same whirlwind of public affection and private betrayal. Their relationship began in early 2019, and from the outside it looked like a power couple in the making. But behind the scenes, the cracks were already showing. Throughout their time together, rumors swirled about Burna's infidelity, and fans noticed a familiar pattern: sweet words in public, shady behavior in private. Stefflon tried to stick it out, but by late 2021 it was over. Burna confirmed the breakup in the most on-brand way possible, by posting "Odogwu nor get wife" on Instagram. Translation? Odogwu, his alter ego, is single again. No explanation, just vibes. But here's where it gets even juicier. In 2020, while still very much with Stefflon Don, a woman named Jo Pearl came forward with shocking claims. She revealed that she had been in a secret relationship with Burna for 2 years. Not 2 months. 2 years. And this wasn't just a one-night fling. Jo had messages, voice notes, and emotional testimony proving that Burna had built a full-blown double life. He told her he loved her, promised her the world, made her believe she was the only one, while all along he was playing house with Stefflon in public. Sound familiar? It's the same playbook he used with Khloe and Sophia. Charm, grand gestures, false promises, and then poof, vanishing into thin air once the lies catch up. The only difference is Jo Pearl kept it secret for years. Sophia exposed him instantly, and Khloe? She walked the minute the truth came out. After their split, Stefflon Don didn't hold back. She tweeted, No matter how much love, loyalty, or how good you treat someone, people are just not solid. It hit like a warning to the next woman in line, and in hindsight, it reads like a prophecy. Burna didn't just make mistakes, he repeats them. He builds illusions, seduces with gifts and dreams, then disappears the moment accountability knocks. It's not just immaturity, it's a pattern, and the women caught in it pay the price. But here's the difference now. Khloe Bailey broke the cycle. She didn't wait years to speak her truth. She didn't try to fix him. She didn't go public with heartbreak ballads or cryptic messages. She just left. And as this story continues to unfold, one thing becomes painfully clear. Burna's not just losing women, he's burning bridges. One relationship, one lie, one freestyle at a time. In a world where celebrity couples often air their dirty laundry for clout or sweep infidelity under the rug to protect the brand, Khloe Bailey did something rare. She kept it classy, silent, and swift. The moment the cheating allegations surfaced and the explicit audio leaked, she didn't wait for confirmation, denial, or damage control. She didn't post a vague quote about healing. She didn't try to stick it out for love. She simply hit the unfollow button on Burna's social media and on the relationship altogether. For Khloe, the timing couldn't have been more painful. Just weeks prior, she was publicly gushing about being in love, looking happier than ever. Fans had started warming up to the idea of her and Burna as a legit couple. But Khloe had already made her boundaries clear long before the scandal ever broke. In past interviews, she didn't mince words about cheating. "You cheat on me, I'm out." And now she's showing us she meant every word. No second chances, no explaining herself, no begging for respect. This was a power move disguised as a quiet exit, and it hit differently because Khloe's image has never been about drama. She's private, poised, and has always been about her art, not her relationships. So for her to be pulled into this whirlwind of manipulation, betrayal, and public humiliation, that wasn't just disrespectful, it was out of alignment with everything she stands for. Fans noticed, and they rallied. Comments flooded in, praising her self-respect and grace. People called out Burna's audacity for embarrassing someone who held him down, traveled across continents for him, and showed him genuine love. "This is exactly what happens when you date a raised person," one fan wrote. "They stain your white." Others questioned how someone as elegant and intentional as Khloe ended up entangled with someone so chaotic. But the real takeaway wasn't about the misstep. It was about the recovery, because Khloe didn't give this scandal the power to define her. She reclaimed the narrative by walking away before it could swallow her whole. No public breakdowns, no back and forth. Just a woman sticking to her word, protecting her peace, and reminding everyone watching that love should never come at the cost of dignity. And in doing so, she didn't just shut the door on Burna, she sent a message to every woman watching. Boundaries aren't just talked about, they're enforced. As soon as the cheating scandal hit the timeline, social media did what it does best. Grabbed the popcorn, pulled receipts, and lit up every platform with reactions. From Twitter to TikTok, fans and gossip lovers alike went full detective mode, dissecting the situation from every angle. The leaked audio? It wasn't just heard, it was analyzed, captioned, and remixed. The moment Sophia dropped her story about the promised Lamborghini truck, users were already turning it into a meme, asking, "Sis, where's the pink slip?" But beyond the laughs and clownery, there was real outrage, especially from Khloe's fans. People were furious that she'd been publicly humiliated after loving Burna so openly. "This is what happens when you date a red flag in human form," one user tweeted. Others dragged Burna for weaponizing luxury, using gifts and grand gestures as manipulation tactics, a pattern that now seemed too familiar. And just when the situation looked like it couldn't get more chaotic, Burna Boy added gasoline to the fire by releasing a freestyle diss track aimed at Sophia, mocking her for expecting a Lambo and essentially calling her delusional. It wasn't subtle, it was petty, messy, and deeply disrespectful, especially considering his relationship with Khloe was still being picked apart online. Fans saw it as a slap in the face, not just to Sophia but to Khloe too, who had handled the scandal with maturity and silence. Then came the performance in Kenya, where Burna asked the crowd to chant a vulgar term aimed at Sophia. At that point, public opinion turned fast. What started as drama between lovers quickly evolved into a larger conversation about misogyny, disrespect, and emotional manipulation by powerful men. The same fans who once saw Burna as a charismatic, no-nonsense artist began calling him out for being emotionally reckless and dangerously immature. Meanwhile, support for Khloe surged. Hashtags like Menina's Protect Khloe Bailey and Chassis She Deserves Better trended. Celebrities and influencers subtly chimed in with likes and cryptic quotes on their own platforms. And fans weren't just defending Khloe, they were elevating her, praising her for not engaging in the mess and showing what real boundaries look like in the spotlight. In the end, the social media fallout became bigger than the affair itself. It turned into a cultural flashpoint, a real-time lesson in emotional accountability, celebrity power dynamics, and the price of public love in the age of digital receipts. And while Burna's antics may have secured him a few viral clips, Khloe walked away with her dignity, fan loyalty, and a much clearer image of who deserves access to her heart. Before Khloe Bailey, there was Stefflon Don, the British-Jamaican rapper who was in a high-profile on-and-off relationship with Burna Boy for nearly 3 years. And just like with Khloe, Burna swept Stefflon off her feet with grand gestures, love declarations, and all the bells and whistles of a romantic whirlwind. At first, they looked like a power couple in the making. But behind the filtered photos and flirty tweets was a messy, toxic love story brewing quietly. During their relationship, Stefflon endured multiple cheating scandals, including one particularly jaw-dropping moment in 2020 when a woman named Jo Pearl publicly exposed her 2-year-long secret relationship with Burna. Yeah, a 2-year affair that overlapped directly with his public relationship with Stefflon. Jo Pearl posted a video detailing how Burna had slid into her DMs, wooed her with sweet words and consistency, and promised her the world, all while playing boyfriend to someone else in front of millions. What made Jo Pearl's reveal even more disturbing was the emotional manipulation involved. She wasn't just a fling. She described being deeply in love with Burna, believing they had a future, and even thinking she was the one for him. Her story mirrored Sophia's in eerie ways. The promises, the secrecy, the emotional gaslighting, and then silence. Ghosted, discarded, forgotten, until it became convenient to reach out again, or not at all. And when Stefflon Don and Burna Boy finally broke up in December 2021, with Burna bluntly announcing "Odogwu nor get wife" on Instagram, Stefflon posted what now feels like a chilling prophecy. She tweeted, "No matter how much love, loyalty, or how good you treat someone, people are just not solid and scream real but are the fakest. Fame and money change some people. When people show you who they are, believe them." Who? And we should have. Looking back, this quote reads like a warning not just to fans, but to the next woman Burna would love bomb into silence. Now, that woman appears to have been Khloe Bailey. And unfortunately, she too had to learn the hard way that a man with a history of manipulation often doesn't just wake up changed. The disturbing pattern here isn't just cheating, it's the calculated deception, the repeated use of extravagant gifts and promises to gain access, and the public disrespect that follows. Each woman walked into the relationship believing she was different. Each one left with a story of betrayal. So while the Khloe and Sophia drama may be trending now, it's clear this saga is just the latest episode in Burna Boy's long-running series of romantic chaos. And unless he does some serious reflection and accountability, it likely won't be the last. After all the drama, receipts, and public embarrassment, fans were holding their breath to see how Khloe Bailey would respond. Would she stay quiet? Would she make excuses? Would she give Burna Boy another chance like so many others have in the past? Nope. Khloe did exactly what she said she'd do. Khloe has always been vocal about her zero-tolerance policy on cheating. In interviews and online, she made it clear that infidelity is a non-negotiable for her. She's said it before. "You cheat on me, I'm out." And a lot of people didn't believe her. Maybe because she's sweet, maybe because she's young, or maybe because fans assumed her feelings would cloud her judgment. But when Burna Boy's Lamborghini scandal hit the blogs and Sophia's receipts went viral, Khloe didn't waste a second proving she meant every word. She unfollowed Burna Boy on all social media platforms, deleted any trace of him, and completely cut ties. No passive-aggressive tweets, no vague stories, just action. The kind of boundary setting that so many women struggle with, especially in the public eye. Khloe didn't fold, didn't chase an apology, and definitely didn't offer him the grace he clearly didn't deserve. What made her response so powerful wasn't just that she left. It was how she left. Quiet, classy, strong. It was a reminder that knowing your worth isn't just a talking point. It's a practice. And for Khloe, walking away without fanfare sent the loudest message of all. I am not the one to play with. Now, of course, some fans still held out hope she might take him back. After all, Khloe once admitted she had a soft spot for bad boys. But it turns out getting cheated on, manipulated, and publicly humiliated wasn't the kind of bad she had in mind. If anything, this breakup could be the lesson that solidifies her future boundaries and cements her as a role model for young women navigating love in the age of viral scandals and fake promises. The general consensus? Khloe dodged a bullet, and her decision to walk away without engaging in mess earned her even more respect than any public statement ever could. So while Burna Boy may be out here freestyling diss tracks and performing petty lyrics in packed venues, Khloe Bailey is showing what real class and emotional maturity look like. She turned her back on the drama and walked toward her peace. And that, more than anything, is how you win after a betrayal.